Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to make this beautiful bubu shirt dress. So for this tutorial we'll be needing of course our fabric, our buttons, our thread with matching color, hemming gum, our pins, tape measure, chalk, and our sewing needle. So the first thing you want to do is to fold your fabric into four like so. For this tutorial, the back part of this dress is going to be divided into two, and also the front part is going to be divided into two. Reason being that I'm working with a very limited fabric, so I'm going to be doing I folded it in such a way that the fabric would be enough, but it doesn't mean that you cannot fold with the back unfold and then the front divided into two. So if you have enough fabric to play around with, then you can make your back unfold and then the front will be divided into two. So I've gone ahead to fold it like you're seeing. The one on top is the back piece and the one in under is the front piece. So both the front and the back are divided. Remember, this is a silk fabric, so you want to go ahead and pin it to keep it in place. So the first thing I'm doing is to mark out my shoulder. I'm using these markers to make it very visible for you guys. If I use a chalk, it's going to blend into the fabric, so I'm using that marker to make it visible. So the first thing you want to do is your shoulder divided by 2, and then you measure your sleeve. I've gone ahead to use the complete material for my sleeve. So basically what you want to do here is the opening. For this opening here, I'm using 10 inches. I use 10 inches for the opening. That's from the beginning of the sleeve to where the sleeve will end. I used 10 inches. Then after I did that, what you want to do, what I did basically here is I came in from the edge of the fabric. I came in 4 inches inwards like you're seeing me do, and then I marked it. So from that end of the sleeve, I just blended it like so with just a slight curve, and then followed that line down straight. So meaning that from the edge of the fabric at the side part is 4 inches. So I just measured that to make it correct. For I just came in 4 inches. Now if you have a very big fabric, the way you're going to know this calculation is basically your shoulder. So here my shoulder is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. Then I added my sleeve length. My sleeve length was 13, so you want to do 7.5 plus 13. That way you know the width, the complete width of the fabric you need. So I've gone ahead to measure my full length. Here my full length is 36. Now the next thing I'm going ahead to do is to tackle the neckline. So for the front part, our neckline is going to be a V-neck, and then the back is going to be high. Remember I said the one on top is the back, while the one in front is under is the front. So I'm coming down by 7 inches for the depth. Although I want the depth to be that, if you want the depth to be exactly 7 inches, using the way I'm going to cut this, for the neck depth, I'm coming down 1.5. I'll come back to the front. Then for the neck width, what I'm doing here is 2.5 for the neck width. So this neck width is going to be for both the front and the back. But then I want you to pay close attention to what I'm going to be doing. For the back, I've gone ahead to join these two ends with a curve, like I've curved it like so. I'm trying to minimize the way I'm working with curve because this fabric is very silky, so I was being very gentle not to make it shift, for it not to move around too much. So now for the front part, that excess I added there is a 1.5 inches excess, which is what I'm going to be using to turn it in with the hemming gum. So for the neck depth, I'm using 7 inches for my neck depth in front, but then I'm going to come up extra 1.5 inches because after folding it's going to give me that original 7 inches. And also even at the neck width, I'm going to be coming in extra 1.5, so that when I'm now folding it in, like using it to turn the neck in, is going to give me the original neck width of 2.5 and neck depth of 7 inches for the front. So now the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut out my piece. Remember, let me refresh the front again. For the front, you're not going to cut the exact thing you need. You're going to be coming in with an allowance of 1.5 inch, because you will need it to turn it, except maybe you're going to be cutting the facing separately, then fine, you can cut, you can make it exactly 7 inches depth and 2.5 inches width. But then if you want to use the same piece, the same single piece, one piece fabric for making the turning it up with hemming gum or turning it up by hand stitching, then you have to take this step, that's come up from the neck depth 1.5 inches up, then from the neck width you come in 1.5 inches in, so that at the end of the day when you fold it inwards, is going to give you what you initially wanted to use. So yeah, I'm going ahead to cut out. I'm being very gentle with this fabric because it tends to move around, like it's very silky. So because of the way I folded my fabric, I've gone ahead to open up that armhole part. This is going to serve as an armhole part, although it's just going to be at the elbow, or the level of the elbow for my hand. Then I'm going to go ahead and open up the shoulder part also, because it's also folded. Remember, because of the way I folded my fabric, all these places are sealed, but ideally if I had a big enough fabric, then I would have folded it the other way around, where the shoulder will also be open. So yeah, I'm holding the back piece. This is the back piece. I'm cutting it out. The back piece is going to be cut out completely. And then for the front piece, remember I said we are coming in 1.5 and then coming up from the depth 1.5 inches. So instead of cutting it at that exact point with the back, same back width point with the back, I'm going to just come in like you're seeing me do. I'm going to come in 1.5 inches and mark that point before cutting out my piece. If you're enjoying this tutorial so far, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, click on the share button, share with your friends. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm taking the measurement again before coming up 1.5 inch. So I'm just going to link those two ends together and then cut it out. So this is just all the sermon I've been preaching about. When I'm done, this is how it's going to be folded to give us that original neck width and neck depth we wanted. So that's just what I meant. So that's it. This is just all there is to the body of this gown. So going forward, the next thing I'm going to be doing is cutting the facing for the back and also the turn up for the sleeve, because the sleeve is not just going to be plain at the edge, so there's going to be something like a shirt turn up for it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and cut. So yeah, you see I've gone ahead to cut out that turn up for the sleeve. All you just want to do is measure the circumference of that sleeve and then you do the cutting. Here, this is the facing for the back. This is what I'm going to be using for the back, for the facing of the back, to turn up the neck of the back. If you just want to use a bias binding and do that, you can, it's perfectly fine. So I've also gone ahead to iron an interfacing just to make it a bit sturdy so that it doesn't move around too much, and then it looks firm and neat at that neckline part. So I've done that, and I've also sealed the center back just like I've done with the original fabric. As you can see under, I sealed the center back just like it's being represented here. I sealed the center back. The next step to this is to now sew the facing to the neckline, right sides facing each other, and then top stitching or under stitching on the facing part, and then we'll now join the shoulder to the front piece. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and then get back to you. So for the front piece, I've gone ahead and to sew from that 7 inches neck depth. The original neck depth we'll be using, which is 7 inches. I've sewn from 7 inches from the beginning down to the end of the fabric, but then I just wanted to add an extra oomph to this cloth, so I left 6 inches from the edge, from the hemline up. The 6 inches I left from this just to put something like a slit there on the down part of this dress. Then if you look at the neckline, I've gone ahead to iron iron the piece like so. You know, you just fold it into two, taking into consideration that v-neck. So I've gone ahead. What you want to do basically at this point is you iron it with the hemming gum just to fuse it together and make it come out smoothly. So this is the back piece. I've joined my facing to the back. Just look at how neat it is. You know, after ironing that interfacing, it makes it come out so smooth. So I've gone ahead to do that. Here, this is the turn up for the sleeve. I also went ahead to iron an interfacing to it just to give it an extra structure. And remember, for this turn up, I made the width of the turn up is 4 inches, so that when we fold it on fold, it's going to give us 2 inches. So this is what it is, 4 inches. So when we fold this, it's going to give us 2 inches. Then by the time we join it to the circumference of that sleeve, the final width is going to be 1.5, because of course we'll be using 1.5 inch to do the joining. So yeah, the circumference gave me 23, which is what I cut out. The circumference gave me 22, so I added 1 inch, 23 inches for the joining. That's the seam allowance. So I've gone ahead to join the shoulder. This is what the shoulder looks like. This is the front piece and the back piece joined together at the shoulder. So now working on the sleeve part, the first thing you want to do is iron down that your turn up for the sleeve on fold. So you want to iron it like so that the creases are very visible, and you also want to iron the allowance as well. So the next thing I'm doing here, as you can see, is sewing down the ½ inch. Remember, it was originally 22 inches, but I made it 23 inches. So here, that extra ½ inch on both sides will take care of that 1 inch that made it 23 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and sew that down. Then the next thing you want to do is fold it like so. You know, just fold it and then you seal the extra edge. So you see how I'm folding it. After you've done that, you want to seal the extra edge just for extra extra beauty, and also to eliminate bulk at that joining part. I've gone ahead to open the seam allowance like you're seeing me do, and then I'm just going to sew this down. So after I've done this, the next thing is just to join it with the sleeve edge, just to join it, and then with the right side of this band facing the wrong side of the dress, and then we'll just turn it up and iron it with our interfacing. So here I'm joining this turn up with the sleeve like so, making sure that the part where I joined is corresponding to the under part, that's the armhole part, where the seam allowance that's joined from the armhole to the side seam. So I'm making sure that it's tallies, so that extra joining will just hide under the sleeve part. So that's what I've done. I did not join it with the joining coming to the shoulder part. No, you want it to be on the under part. I think it makes it look neater and more professional. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and join it to the fabric like so, and then I'll show you the next step. Remember, when joining, what you want to do is the right side of your this turn up facing the wrong side of your fabric. When you've done that, you now, after sewing it down, you now want to flip it to the right side of the fabric and press this down. Preferably you press it down with hemming gum, or you can just press it down if you're okay without hemming gum. Yeah, I've gone ahead to press it down with hemming gum, and this is what it looks like. It looks so neat and beautiful. So that's what I've done basically. And then to moving forward, because after all the joining, I've also gone ahead to fold my hem. Yeah, I just folded it once. I'm still going to fold it the second time, but because I'm doing a very tiny hem, like a roll hem, you want to fold it the first time and then the second time. So yeah, this is what the inner part looks like. It looks so neat. And then when sealing the side seam, I went ahead to do a French seam, because I won't be serging this dress. I won't be doing any serging on it. So I've just gone ahead to do a French seam. This is what the hem looks like. I folded it for the first time. I'm going to go ahead and fold it the second time. The reason why I'm folding it one is because I don't want it to squeeze at the edge part. I really want to have a very tiny seam, so I'm doing like a mock-up roll hem. Yeah, I've gone ahead to put the buttons on the dress, and this is what the final look looks like. This is a very easy to sew, simple dress. The only difficulty I encountered in this tutorial is the fabric. It was just moving around. Just look at the final look. It looks so beautiful, easy to wear, easy breezy. Please, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please do not forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do not forget to like, subscribe, share to your friends, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.